Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Mind X Muscle podcast. It's Elinor.
And Nikki.
And today we are going to be diving into a little debrief session. I love these sessions.
I know, me too.
And then kind of dive a little bit into talking about something that I think all of us struggle with, no matter what industry you're in, but especially in bodybuilding, imposter syndrome. But first things first, Nikki, how's prep going?
So far, so good. 17 weeks today, actually. Yeah, I feel good. It's still so far away, so it doesn't even feel like I'm in prep. I was at a friend's birthday yesterday, and he was at the end when we were leaving, he's like, "I appreciate you coming. I know it's hard to go out and prep." And I'm like, I'm the complete opposite. I'm like, I'm still 17 weeks out, and if I was a week out, I'd still come for you and show up for you. Okay, we're good. It's a good. I understand. But yeah, we talked about this in the other podcast, but I'm someone that is okay with still socializing. Obviously, the closer you get, the harder it comes. So you kind of have to prioritize what's important and what's not. But no, I'm not just Nikki the bodybuilder. I can go out and see my friends, and I get fulfilled by that, and I'm okay to do that. And I'm very regimented while still doing that.
And I find that you thrive in it too. It kind of helps to let the time pass. Cause I feel like if you're
Mhm.
just stuck in that same loop of wake up, cardio, go do breakfast, blah, 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 the rest of your day, kind of get stuck and you kind of feel like, oh, I'm doing the same thing every single day. Like I start hating bodybuilding in a way, but kind of
Yeah.
sure that you still have events, you still have people to see, you're still engaging. You're
And I don't want to seclude myself either. This is my hobby that I do want to go far in and I'm very dedicated to, but I also have friends and family and life and career and other goals in life that I don't want to have to sacrifice for this one thing. I feel like once you get good at this thing or almost mature in this sport, you can do all of the things. Kind of just prioritizing what's important and what's not. Because at the end of the day, if you if you don't bodybuild anymore, what else are you gonna have? You're gonna have nobody or nothing left to you. And you know, our good friends, they understand, and we can be a little selfish here and there, but you
but
have to
not at
pick and
17
choose.
weeks out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Anyways,
And how are you feeling after taking the week off? You're a week now and a bit, 2 weeks now back into the gym.
yeah, the first week back was like, okay, I'm just gonna take it easy, but I can't take it easy when I'm there.
No.
So it was honestly amazing. My strength went up, weight started obviously going up. I think I'm up since then, up a pound and a half ish, which is what we want. Giving myself a little bit more leniency. Uh, yeah, kind of just today, I'm gonna go get sushi. I've never had sushi in Barrie since I've moved here.
Oh, where are you guys going?
Everyone's saying Sakana House,
Yeah, they're just the most consistent. They are really good.
but I haven't had sushi in 3 years. So I'm really excited. And I'm just going with my girlfriends. I was gonna go get a burger, but I don't know. One thing that I have introduced, which maybe we should talk about, is this whole steak thing.
Yes. Oh my God. For those that follow you on Instagram, know that this steak thing has been a thing for 2 weeks now.
So much so, actually, let me give a little rundown. Um, I was vegan for 10 years when I was really young. So as a kid, my parents never said okay, here, eat steak. And that's kind of how I got into my eating disorder is I need to go vegan. So I went vegan and then I went vegetarian and I never had steak. And then I got into bodybuilding and steak was never in my plan. And then when I found out I had IBS, my coach was like, you shouldn't eat red meat because it can cause a lot of inflammation. I was like, okay, bet. Ground beef uh, grosses me out. So I will never be eating ground beef. It just, ugh. Um, I don't know, just the idea of it just freaks me out. But I was like, okay, I'm trying to get my hormones back to normal. What can we do? Because I'm eating just lean meat. So what else can I do? Even though my fats are like at 100 grams, as women, sometimes we need nutrients from certain.
You need other varieties.
So we introduced steak, and at first I just pan fried it. Apparently, I overcooked it. And then I said, I'm gonna air fry it. Burnt it to the core, but I enjoyed it. Like, I like my steak well done, apparently. And my coach didn't like that answer. So he decided that he was gonna cook me a steak. So he invited me over to his house and cooked me a medium rare.
It was medium rare, yeah.
It was really good. Yeah. And then I just got prep shop steak. So
Yay, she's a steak girly now.
girly. Uh,
Yeah, that whole process was so funny. It's now like an ongoing inside joke with our friend group.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
so funny. But now everybody's like messaging me, like, let me cook you a steak. Let me cook you a steak. I'm like, okay, guys.
Yeah, now everyone's up in line, like, wanting to know who has the best steak.
Jaden's was actually really good. Like, honestly, I really want to try one from the keg. I think me and Dee for Valentine's Day, I asked her out to go,
That leaving my Valentine and we go for dinner. Aw,
Galentine's. So, yeah.
that was nice.
But for you, what did he make any changes for this week?
No, today's Saturday. I have my check-ins on Monday. So probably, I'm assuming not. We'll see. But I did compare my last prep to this prep this week. I was just curious, like, what was I doing? What were my calories at? How much cardio was I doing this time last prep? And already at 21 weeks or 20 weeks out last prep, I was already doing 40 minutes of cardio. And I was eating less on my training days and my rest days. So I'm like, okay, well, that's a win because I'm eating more right now and my cardio is still at 20 minutes times a week. So like that's cool.
That's my thing.
Yeah. So I did drop another pound this week so far. And it's been like 1 to 1.5 a week every week so far. And he kind of wants that to stay the same. So I guess once that stops happening, he'll change things. So I don't assume he'll change things this Monday, but we'll see.
Yeah. You're definitely looking leaner, especially your legs. Like, I can definitely see that your legs have lost
Yeah.
that fat. And I know for me and you, we're very similar, and that's where we store the most fat.
It's always the last to go for me. Even last prep, like Tyan said hello, maybe a month out. But then again, like maybe that just goes with I think I'm definitely in a better spot this time around body composition wise. And that just goes with I have more muscle density. So it's easier to see things and lines come up a lot easier. But when I was trying to get my hormones back this whole or hormones back on track this whole off season, we did stay at a bit of a heavier weight because of that, which is fine. But I just know, yeah, for me too, my upper body and my face too. My clients already said my face is coming in a little bit. They're like, "Oh, your face like looks a little smaller." I'm like, "Already?"
Did
So we'll
say
see.
that. I did say your face looks a little leaner,
Right, you said that too. Yeah. So that's always the first thing to go, but it's fine. Female problems.
but I think it's also like just the water retention that holds. Like, I could tell
Mm,
now, right now, this, like, my face is finally starting to like get a little bigger. Um,
yeah,
and rounder, which I don't like, but I'm living with it. I think also like one thing that you did really well that I always look up to you because you're really, really, really good in off season is you're not gonna look like this forever. Like this stage
exactly.
prep phase, like you're never gonna look one way forever. So kind of just knowing like we have an idea of when I want to start prep. So I know like, okay, I've only got like a few months left of this and then it's go time. So
Exactly. You have to get comfortable with that. But that just goes within time, I guess. The longer you do this, it gets easier. Or we say it gets easier, but it's still always hard, but we just learn to manage it a bit better.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But
Which probably ties into what we're talking about, imposter syndrome.
imposter syndrome. And I think
So what the heck? Sorry, go on. So what the heck is imposter syndrome? Like let's unpack that shit.
so imposter syndrome is kind of the idea where you don't believe that you are good enough to do something or be in a position or act like a person or be that person or that character.
Yes.
So for example, a lot of people who turn pro don't believe they deserve to turn pro. Like I'm undeserving of being a professional bodybuilder. For you, it could be like you're a really great massage therapist, Nikki. Like you're a great massage therapist and you're good at what you do.
Thanks.
But it's that idea of, am I good enough? Like I don't do
Yes.
I deserve to be the top and berry kind of thing.
Yeah. And I feel like it's just with when you're trying to always do more and achieve more, you get more hard on yourself. So that imposter syndrome comes up a bit easier. But it's kind of separating the two between like imposter syndrome and then self-reflection, like knowing where how far you came and what you're doing and making it like because self-reflection helps you grow versus the imposter syndrome. It really keeps you stuck because you're like, oh, I don't feel like I could be doing this. So who am I? But you get so stuck in that and kind of keep doubting yourself and then you stay comfortable. But if you turn it to like a self-reflection, like, oh, like I'm capable of this? Well, yeah, because I've done ABC and I've grown this much since then or in the past year even. So kind of switching the mindset to think about that helps. Because in imposter syndrome, if you don't really like unpack it all, you can really start to just keep yourself stuck. Yeah.
And I think as like two people, me and you are both like really high achievers. Like we always strive for the next best thing. And most bodybuilders strive for the next best thing. And we've talked about this before. So your brain always focuses on like the gaps that you have, not what you've achieved and not the growth. I think a really great example of imposter syndrome for me is, I think this is so funny. When I won the overall in 2024 at Fuad's, everyone was like, you're a natural athlete competing at an open show. Like, that's insane. You won an overall. I'm like, yeah, but there were only a few girls in my class,
Yours totally downplaying it.
right? Same thing for the overall that I won at Legends. I was like, there was only like three girls in my class. So I got first there. But there was like seven or eight girls that I won the overall over. So to me, like, I'm like, "Ah, it's actually not that big of a it's a regional show." That was my mindset.
You're downplaying. You're like, I just hopped into this show to qualify. Like it's no big deal. But you still won
Mhm.
no matter who was there.
Right? I remember with you, it's that same idea of when you got top 5 at your first national show, and that's
Yeah, I didn't even, like, expect a place. I didn't even friggin' wanna go to nationals, and I think I felt that imposter syndrome even after FUWAS. It was my first, like, real I call it real show, because I did KCON in 2022, that was my very first show, and then, a year later, I took an off season, and then we competed, and a year after that, did FUWAS, and then after FUWAS I was like I had this fear of going to nationals, and I had, like, that breakdown where, like, I called Jaden and I called Ashley, and I was like, "I don't want to, like, am I okay, like, to go to nationals, whatever." And I think I was just putting too much pressure on myself, like, how am I gonna compare to the other girls and all this stuff, and he's like, "It's just, like, getting more experience, just seeing where you stand in front of these girls." That was my first nationals, like, I don't know where I would stand up there, and once I kind of got over that, I was like, "You know what? Like, take the pressure off myself. I'm not expecting to win, like, let's just go in and see what happens." And I felt good, like, it just felt fun being on stage and doing that whole process again, and then just being grateful and moving along, but
yeah, so I
yeah.
think, like, the one big one for imposter syndrome that a lot of people do is the downplaying your achievement. Like,
Yeah,
not realizing how much that one thing that you've done is, and kinda just saying, "Oh, like, it's not that big of a deal." It's hard, man. It's actually so hard to
yeah, and I feel like it shows up most when you start to level up, like we said too, like, either you get a new role or a new skill, or you're just like, you're on to the next best thing, or you're, a new qualification or something, that's when it shows up a little bit more because 'cause you're like, "Am I capable of this? Do I deserve this?" Even at work, like, for me, like, I was even downplaying a little bit when I got promoted to the management position just over, I guess, a year or 2 ago now, and it's a big leadership role that I have at work now outside of my massage therapy stuff, and I was like, "Me?" Like, I've been here the longest, like or not the longest, I've been here, like, pretty long now, but, like, 5 years, like, I'm the roles that I'm doing, I'm already very passionate about, and that's why they chose me. Because yes, that is one of the reasons, but like I still deserve that. I showed that I have like the skill to do these things and be organized with it and be, take on that leadership role, like, because they saw that in me, not just because I've been here and I'm more competent when it comes to this kind of stuff. And then, yeah,
But you just said, like, "I'm deserving of that role." But it's not that you're deserving of that role, it's that you worked your fricking ass off to get to that role, right? You didn't just show
yeah,
up to work on time, you took extra days, you are always engaging with your clients, and I don't mean, like, externally, but, like, you listen to what your clients say. Like we said in the podcast that's coming out next week, like, when you have clients coming in, you treat each client as a human being. People can see that, right? So, this is that fear of new opportunity, right? Like, that opportunity is right there and you're just doing your
exactly. Yeah, that's just it.
yeah.
Another thing too that goes along with that, I guess, is when imposter syndrome shows up, it can almost look like you're staying stuck, but also being incompetent and like acting like you're incompetent. Like, because incompetence is more of like a lack of skill and lack of awareness or motivation. And then imposter syndrome is like when you put too much pressure on yourself. So it can almost look like you're being incompetent or it makes you want to be, because that's when you get comfortable and you're like, well, I guess I'm not, how do I word this? Like, I'm not able or capable of doing this thing. So I'm just going to like naturally, you just throw off to the side and you act accordingly to that. Like, you won't put too much effort into it anymore. And you'll kind of like downplay yourself, like stay small and be incompetent, for lack of better words, like the proper way of saying it, I guess.
Yeah, so, like, you'll do certain actions and behaviors to make yourself incompetent to kinda, like, rewire your brain to say, "Okay, I'm right, I'm actually not capable of doing this one thing." That's so funny that you say that because even, like, as a student, I'm like I ask myself, like, "Am I really gonna be a good therapist?" We talk about this in school all the time, like, "Am I gonna be a good therapist?" I think I am. I really think I am.
Fueling shouldn't feel like a second job, especially when you're deep in prep, reverse, or just balancing real life. Prep Shop Toronto provides daily ready made meals and bulk protein options that keep you consistent without spending hours cooking or tracking your meals. When nutrition is handled, your energy is steadier, recovery feels smoother, and your mind isn't stuck in food with math all day. That means less decision making, better training focus, and more mental space to actually live your life outside of the gym. Head to Prep Shop Toronto or email hello@prepshop.ca and use code Elinor at checkout.
Because it's not the I'm working towards it, but it's good to question yourself. Like there's a nice balance between imposter syndrome and like seeking for the next best thing, right? We're all striving for more, even in bodybuilding. But you have to understand like all of the things, all of the actions, all of the behaviors that you're actually doing, they're leading you to a purpose. Whether that takes 5 years, 10 years,
Hmm.
you are deserving of it. You're doing the things that you need to do to get there.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you believe yourself and say, well, I'm not good enough to do this, or am I really doing this? That could, like I said, keep you very stagnant. And then you actually start acting incompetent to what you're doing. And it shows. Then you won't be able to like have those other opportunities or level up into whatever you're doing.
Do you right now, like, have I can give, like, my example for off season, but, like, you personally, I guess in prep more so since you're in prep, have you experienced imposter syndrome while in prep?
Definitely. I sometimes feel like comparison can be a huge indicator of this for people in prep. It's like human nature, right? You're going to compare yourself to other people and be like, oh, or even compare yourself to like, if you want to be competitive and like aim for a pro card, you try to look at these pro physiques and you're like, well, do I have what it takes or have the, um, like the progress yet to match up with these girls or be like potentially become that. So you start to compare and then that's when you're like, you know, in your brain telling yourself that, oh, maybe I'm not, maybe I need more time or maybe I need more, off season time or I'm not there yet or like, should I even be doing this? Like that could be a part of imposter syndrome too, where you think you're not. But then the way I think about it, like if I tend to get those thoughts come up, I just start comparing myself to my previous self. I'm like, well, like I started this podcast with talking about my last prep to this prep where I was at now. That's a huge win already. I'm like, okay, cool. And just the progress that I've made in the off season, I know that I was very dedicated and this was the goal and to progress since my last, and I've done that. So I'm like, okay, great. Because that I don't want to like create more pressure for myself and keep doubting myself. Just makes it 10 times worse. And so stressful. Like imagine thinking about that all day long. Like, no thanks.
You put so much pressure on yourself already in all areas
Yeah.
of your life to just, like, have another one to add, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I know for myself, when you say self-comparison, it's so funny because a lot of these pros will, like, post their prep photos and stuff while they're in off season, so you never really get an idea of what they look like in off season. And I feel like I've always been very transparent about, like, I do look completely different, like, I store more body fat in off season. I think it's kinda difficult because sometimes I feel like I don't look like an athlete when I'm in off season. I don't, right? And that kinda leads to the imposter syndrome is, like, am I good enough to be a pro? Am I good enough to compete as a
Yeah.
bikini athlete?
And you're an athlete all year round. You're training, you're on your plan, you're eating your meals, you're doing your cardio literally all year round. Like, but it's crazy that we don't feel like an athlete in the off season because we know the title athlete is this picture of like the on stage when you're shredded, like that's when you're an athlete. But it's what you do in the background and in the off season is what makes you an athlete. So you're an athlete all year round, but it's just the way like our brains work and even how social media and comparison works. And how you said about the compare game and how people only post what they want you to see and when they think they look good. And like it's just knowing that a lot of social media is a highlight reel and also like, I'm just being realistic here. A lot of people in the bodybuilding industry are extremely insecure, and a lot of the things people post and do are coming out of an insecure mindset. And it's like, yeah, you see these people, these pros posting pictures, but it's only what they want you to see. It's only from these really good photo shoots where they look good. A lot of bodybuilders don't even want to do photo shoots. They turn them down because they're not lean enough. A lot of them pick apart themselves. They take 10 years to post a picture and they think about it, they delete it. Like, you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. I hear about it a lot, all the stuff, and I'm like, it turns me off from a lot of it. So when I start to like even have a second of wanting to compare myself with anybody online, I'm like, why? You know?
Compare you to you.
Hmm.
And that's the whole idea too of, like, comparing your journey to somebody else's journey. Like, "Oh, this girl turned pro in, like, a year. Well, this was her first show and she turned pro." Unfortunately, like, comparison is the thief of joy, but
It
it's
is.
part of the sport. It's part of the sport, and that's something that we just have to understand that when you compare yourself to other athletes, you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they have. Like, Nikki and I know we both worked our ass off to get to where we are, both career-wise and our body-wise and our health-wise, like, and unfortunately, for some people, they can get their periods the day of their show, and other people, it takes them 2.5 years, and other people, it, like, never comes back. So, it's you can compare all that you want, but if anything, it just ends up stressing you out more.
That's so true. Yeah. And I get it might be harder for those people who obviously have done this even longer or it's their full-time job and they have more pressure put on them. Obviously, they're going to compare a little bit more. But for people like us, per se, who have other things in life going for them, like career, family, relationships, and other things that are meaningful to us, like bodybuilding isn't everything. Like it feels like everything because we put everything into it, but realistically, it's not everything that we are like, it's not attached to our complete identity. So we can get that joy and that achievement from other aspects of our life. And we're always trying to see how we can level up in other aspects of our life too, and not just the sport. So it is a bit easier to navigate when these things come up. But then again, I'm not downplaying anyone else who literally does this full time, 100% all the time. It's their life. Because obviously it might be a bit harder for them.
But I was gonna say, like, for example, genetically, me and you both store fat, mainly in our lower half, which most girls do. But we also have friends that store most of their fat in their midsection, where I think me and you are pretty lucky in that sense, where our waists are pretty small, but we store the most fat in our legs. So you really can't see lines, you can't see the definition until we're, like, super shredded and super lean and depleted. Um,
Hmm.
it's just our genetics. Sometimes I know I've had discussions with other girls about this, where they're like, do I fit in the proper category because of this situation? Like, where do my genetics stand? You can want to be a bikini athlete, you can want to be a wellness athlete, but if that's not where your genetics kind of hold, you either have to work a little harder, or a little less, depending on where you're at. So even for guys, like, no, we're talking about girls, but even for girls, like Jaden even said this in our podcast where he'll have girls say like, I want to be wellness. He's like, hey, you're gonna have to work a little bit harder because genetically you don't look wellness.
Yeah, so you have to take that time and build because maybe right now you're holding a little extra, even like genetically, if you do hold weight in your lower body, right now in your off season or before starting a plan, you do hold more weight there. So you think your legs are more dense than they really are until you start to lean out. That's also a big one.
If we go through like signs that you're actually experiencing imposter syndrome. So one of the big ones is you're downplaying your achievements.
Hmm.
Nikki mentioned this, that you're overworking to prove your worth. I think I was doing this a lot with I have to do fasted cardio. Otherwise, I'm not a good athlete. I have to, not take any cheat meals or off plan meals or uh, kind of like let myself live and be free, or I'm not a good athlete. I'm overworking that idea of being an athlete, but like being an athlete to me is going to be so different than being an athlete to you. I am 24/7 a bodybuilder, and I will die hard saying that because I enjoy this lifestyle. Like bodybuilding, competing is its own thing, but bodybuilding itself is a lifestyle. You don't have to compete to, eat the same meals every day. Just your part of your life. Um,
Yeah, it's just to add to like how social media too, all the highlights and stuff you see on social media also intensifies this whole imposter syndrome to come out, comparing yourself, just not feeling like that you are taken seriously too, because people around you who may be insecure can start to bring you down. That could be a huge one. Questioning your confidence, even if you tend to have that, they can, ask you questions. And then that could get your brain thinking, like, they're asking me that, like, maybe I'm not good enough. And it's like just making, like, tuning out that noise when that comes up too. And just knowing whether, like, this person is just either genuinely concerned or they just maybe insecure with themselves a little bit. Or there's, like, jealousy is a big thing too. So just not letting people get into your head or put you down when it comes to progress.
and I think Nikki said she does this, but like keeping track of your progress and kind of being able to see how far you come. That's why we're so adamant about like sending or taking check-in photos, tracking your lifts, making notes for yourself. Um, I saw this like thing that someone did where they made like notes of all their achievements for 2025, for 2024, and they opened it at the end of 20. They did it in the beginning of 2025. They opened it like on the first day of 2026 kind of thing. And it was just a way to see like, hey, you know what? Like there were so many things that happened last year, but like look at the progress that I've made. And it could be as
Yeah.
simple as like I went out for my first like cheat meal or like um for you it would be like I don't know. Like simple ways that you've achieved
Yes.
things that you've achieved.
And no matter how small they are, they matter and they add up.
And stop comparing.
Literally, he is literally the worst. I can go on a rampage with that. Well, I kind of already did a little bit earlier, but
You
it's
did.
fine.
But
Yeah.
it's so simple as like Nikki and I are both bodybuilders. Nikki and I both have careers. But I will never look at Nikki and say, I want to look like you because I can eat all the food that she eats, train the way that she trains, but I'll never look like her. Our genetics are different. I actually got a message the other day about a girl saying that she wants to work with me because she wants to look just like me.
And you're like, hold up, honey.
And I actually told her, I said, you're never going to look like me. I said, I'm never going to look like Laura Lee ever. I don't have that. I don't have her shoulder genetics. Like we have similar body structures, body shapes, but I will never look like her. And I think that's the one thing that people need to understand is you can strive to look at someone or be someone, and that's a good thing. But at the end of the day, you have to take your own resources and use them to your advantage. You can't expect to be somebody else, and you can work to try to, be like someone else if they inspire you, but you'll never be someone else. Like, you got to be yourself.
Yeah, you gotta kind of change that wording around because you can like instead of saying, "Oh, I want to look like you," it could just be like, "Well, I want to build those like wellness proportions or bikini proportions, whatever that looks like on me." Like, "Oh, like I want to look like her, like she has the proportion like this, like but like it look different on my body." Like I can't say I want to look like Eduarda or Isa or Francielle because I won't. Like I could look like them in terms of like building that glute density, building the shape, the wellness shape that they have that that judges are looking for. Like everyone will look similar because obviously the shape and structure we're training towards that specific look, but no one will look the same, exactly the same. It's just not how it works.
Okay, wait, this is so random, but I just got a text from Reese. I'm in the gym and I had the overwhelming feeling that I needed to message you and tell you that you are fucking awesome. You sent me this.
That's such a Reese thing.
You work so hard at everything you do. You stay so focused and committed to the vision that you have for yourself. It's genuine. Guys, we have a friend and he always like sends everyone like positive like little messages here and there, and I think it's the cutest thing ever. He's so nice.
We love him.
So I thought
Yeah.
to end this off, we could play a little game.
I'm down. I like games.
Okay.
Let's play games.
Each of us is going to answer what people think about us versus what we really think about ourselves. So I'm going to do you and you're going to do me.
Okay, so I have to say something that I think people think of you
Yeah,
or about ourselves.
about me. Because I don't know what other people think about me.
Same. Okay.
So I'm like, from an outsider's perspective, like let's say you're not in the room and people are talking about you. What
Okay. What do you think they're saying?
you?
Okay.
Okay, so for me to you,
Yeah, you go first.
I think just like your genuine kindness. Like when you're not there, like everyone talks about how kind you are. Like honestly, right?
Just being me, which is nice.
But now you're
And
gonna
like what
answer
comes around goes around.
what do you actually think about yourself? Like when people
I think I'm very to add to that what I think. I think they're not lying. Like I'm just like a personable person. Like I love socializing with people. And I just like I feel like how do I word this? I want people to know like I know how it feels when people are kind and I feel seen and heard and I really want people to also feel seen and heard no matter what. And just like even if it's not like a conversation, just like at least like a hello or a hi or like a wave, like I see you, acknowledge you, and just yeah, I like to notice things about people and remind them of stuff. So yeah, that's really nice. I hope people think that of me.
okay, when I'm not there, people think about me.
So when you're not in the room,
She's a bitch. I'm kidding. Sorry.
I think you're very like and I'm just like speaking of like what I think to see what people um so people would definitely say that you're very like sincere and caring. Like you're very like you really listen and understand people's feelings. Like you don't just like you look at them like in the eye and you can tell like you're listening. And like you want to like just sort of responding to like something they would say. You're really like unpacking it and like trying to see a different perspective on it and like really want to know how they feel about it. Like you're very
Very
like
therapist like.
yeah, like that's why you're really good at what you are doing and what you're going to be doing because you're very like if I tell you something I know and you always like remember and you always like ask about it, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. And then also that you're very dedicated and that like you're very good with like juggling and time managing all your things.
Wow. Okay. I was going to say, I definitely think I'm good at seeing multiple perspectives. Like, I always try to think about it from other people's, even if I think that somebody's doing something. I want to give an example, but I can't do it on this podcast right now. But, like, let's say I feel like someone's being rude to somebody else. I always try to think about, like, okay, what are they going through in their life? Like, maybe that's like caused them to like act a certain way. That's always, like, how my mindset works is, like, what else is happening in their surroundings, in their environments, because I try not to say, like, "Oh, they're doing this because 'cause they're a bad person," like, "They're doing this because maybe something else is going on." That's kinda where
Yeah.
it goes.
Even when I see someone being reactive, even if it's towards me, like maybe I wasn't very good with this years and years ago, but now I'm like, even if someone reacts to me in like an angry way or they're very reactive, I could just kind of like look at them and be like, what's on your mind? Like instead of getting defensive on my end and like snapping back at them or reacting back or trying to prove a point, I'm like, what's going on? Like, what did that trigger for you? Like, what did you experience similar to this that's like coming out right now? Like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about why you acted like that versus, fighting back and just adding fire to the fire. Right. And there's just knowing like with one being secure with yourself and two, just understanding that people act a certain way because of a certain reason and not to take everything personal. So that's a huge one. And yeah, you definitely do a really good job at that too.
Thank you.
Instead of like reacting back, you're able to like digest what's going on in that moment and try to like see what's going on in the bigger picture.
One of the biggest game changers in my clinical practice has been becoming certified as an advanced movement therapist. I use this AMT system in my practice to guide clinical decision making and measure change before and after each session. Without guessing, I can clearly assess what's working, validate the effectiveness of my treatments, and confidently communicate progress to my clients. With the AMT system, you'll gain the knowledge and tools to deliver precise, effective treatments by mastering your approach to functional neurology and movement therapy. So, if you're a therapist, trainer, or clinician looking for better outcomes, stronger clinical reasoning, and more confidence in your treatment approach, check out the AMT certification by clicking the link in the description.
Bigger picture, but also see, like, do I need to react to this, like, immediately? And I think
Yeah.
that is definitely something that I'm always striving to work towards because I can be very reactive, but it'll never be external. It'll always be internal. So I'll never say, like, you're doing this because of this. Like, you're a bad person. Like, you're doing this because you're lazy or you're doing this because whatever.
Yeah. There's other ways to bring that up. And
Well, no, for me, it's more so like I'll ask myself multiple, like, my anxiety in my head is like, okay, these are all of the reasons it could be. So I get myself prepared when I need to have like a reactive conversation with somebody else. Yeah, I love that.
yeah. And like uncooling the situation, just making people feel safe in your presence.
Ugh, she's biting me. Okay. What else do you have going for the rest of the day before we wrap up? What's your day like?
Today I'll have to train. It's leg day. And tonight is our work staff party. We don't do a Christmas party in December or January. It's just too crazy for everybody. And we like that we can have something to look forward to after all the craziness is over.
I love that.
So we always have our Christmas party, Christmas quote unquote, in February. So that's tonight. It's bowling. And then we have a reservation at a restaurant called Bespoke. It's really good. If anyone in Barrie or around Barrie hasn't been there or heard of it,
What kind of like food is it?
they have like a bit of everything. Like, I don't even know if it's a certain nationality, but they're really big for their pierogies. They have like this big pierogi tray of all different kinds. Some are deep fried, some are grilled.
Ooh.
And then they do like bowls. They're really popular for their bowls. They do like, I've had their poke bowl a while ago, or pokey. I don't even know how you say it, but it's really good. Like sushi bowl type styles. They do like Mexican bowls and stuff. I'm going to bring my meal. Obviously, I'm in prep, but I'll just go and say hi to everybody and enjoy people's presence and watch them enjoy themselves.
And just be there. Be there, be
Yeah,
present. You love your people.
exactly. And it's like, yeah, it's important. I feel fulfilled and wholesome after I leave with everybody. And just because I'm not eating the same thing as you doesn't mean I don't need to go. What about you? You're training today too, aren't you?
Yep, I'm gonna go to goodness me, pick up my muffin.
Love that. So I've been baking Nick these like oatmeal, dark chocolate chip cookie style things. I can make them into a muffin. It's like the similar recipe to make it to a muffin too. And he's been having those instead of his muffins because they're very similar and like what the macros would be. So I've
I
been
don't know,
like baking those.
my mini muffins every morning, but there's nothing like a coffee cake, goodness me muffin
That
when you
one's my favorite.
dip it in cream of rice. And so yeah, I'm gonna go to goodness me, grab a muffin. I'm gonna come here, hang out with Miley. I can't take her out because it's literally minus 30 something with windshield right now.
So cold right now.
I can't shovel my driveway, guys. It's ice. It's ice. And then I'm gonna go train. Then I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna clean the house, and then I'm gonna go out to sushi tonight. I think I'm going to a place called Sakana House with one of my girlfriends. I don't really take off-plan meals often, but I'm not doing anything for my birthday, like off-plan wise. So I thought I'd just do it this week instead. I hate my
This is your
birthday.
little yeah. Well, your birthday's all planned. We're going axe throwing.
Yes,
I'm
I
so
want
excited.
range, but apparently there is none to the public in
I know.
Barrie. But axe throwing is gonna be so fun. All of my girls are coming, and
I'm gonna practice my swing.
I don't think I'm having birthday cake.
Would you have birthday cake after axe throwing?
I probably well, I'm gonna have cake with my parents.
Okay. I was gonna ask you because I know you're very specific, but I was gonna get you something.
We were? Okay, maybe okay. Oh, bite.
Okay, that's fine. And the other girlies will enjoy it too, I'm sure.
But it's gotta be dairy free or vegan or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because we don't want any gastrointestinal issues.
Yeah, it's worth it, but it's not that worth it to experience that.
Oh wait, one thing I didn't mention, guys. I think this is so funny. I got
Oh
lash
god.
extensions.
For a day.
3 days.
For a day.
I had the worst allergic reaction. This eye's still like kind of swollen, but my eyes were like red and itchy. And I messaged the girl at like 1 in the morning. I was like, please take me like now. Cause I was so stressed. It was so uncomfortable. And she's like, come at 6 a.m. So 6 a.m. I show up to her house.
To get them removed.
But I got this thing called cluster lashes, and I'm gonna try those. So I'll let you guys know how that works. But apparently it's like mascara, and then it magnifies onto it, and it lasts 2 weeks.
Oh, I've seen that.
I was
We
telling
have to keep us updated.
I was telling Nick about it at the gym because he said like you wanted to get your lashes done, but he's like, but
Yeah.
it's worth it because she looks so beautiful without it.
Oh, that's so sweet. I know. I've been taking a break, so I had them on for like 2, 3 years straight, and then I got a facial done. So I just was forced to keep them off for that. And then I was like, you know what? While they're off, I'll just take a break. And it's been maybe like 4 or 5 months without them now, and
Great without them.
I love it. And they look fine, but I do miss them. And I know closer to the show, I'll probably like get them on, but we'll see. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was a fun little rant. Probably a little bit of a shorter episode today, but that's okay. Yeah. Basically, the big takeaways imposter syndrome. Don't let that hold you back. It's human nature. We're all hard on ourselves. It'll come up, but don't let it allow you to stay down here. We could keep leveling up, and we're supposed to be leveling up. So we got to let ourselves do that.
Yes. And stop comparing yourself. Take progress photos.
Yes.
Enjoy your achievements. Talk about your achievements. Talk about it. Make it known because
Yes.
it's something to be happy about. You've worked
It's
so
real. It's happening.
yeah, you worked so freaking hard. So show it.
So let it happen. Yes.
But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys could if you guys could do us a favor, if you're on Spotify, please follow us. If you are on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, give the video a big thumbs up. And we would love if you guys tag us when you guys listen or watch, just so we can get a little bit more engagement. If we're
Let us know you're here. We appreciate you.
and we'll see you guys in the next one.
We'll see you next week. Bye.